Number two, certain men are crying out of frustration. Certain men are crying out of frustration. You know, a cry out of frustration, Elder Cami, is really a cry for the fear of failing. We're crying out because we have this fear of failing. You know, I don't know if you, sometimes you feel when you make one step forward, you're making 2 steps backward. And you feel like you're spinning your wheels in mud. And you ain't going nowhere fast. And you're frustrated. You're frustrated, you know, because, hey, and the question you ask is, why is this happening to me? What's going on? Huh? And the thing about it, you know, it's one thing to have little private failures. You can recover a little quick. But it's a different ball game, brothers and sisters, where you have a public failure. A public failure, you feel like you were crawling a hole and dead. And when you smell bad people from you, you feel that you were crawling a hole there when you experience a public failure. And that is exactly what these disciples were experiencing. A public failure. They faltered badly in their faith. How many of us are faltering in our faith this morning? It's one thing to do it publicly, but it's even worse when you're doing it. I mean, it's one thing to do it privately, but it's worse when they're doing it publicly. In Matthew 10, Mark 6, Luke 9, Jesus specifically called his 12, not 70, 12 disciples that were there. And he gave them power and authority to heal the sick, to cast out demons, and to preach the gospel. And listen, and he sent them out on OJT. You know what's OJT? On the job training. And they went, and he was chilling, relaxing himself and breathing. And they went, they preached the gospel, they healed the sick, they cast out demons. Good dear. And this man missed them. This man missed them. And they said, well, no, boy, they're here by this mountain beside this today. I'm going. Because my son needs to get healed. Gone there, and them can't heal him, man. And the Pharisees by talking to them. The people said, but what? What happened? What happened, boy? All last week and week before, you hear my grandfather, you hear my uncle, you hear somebody. I know you can't heal this boy. You know how they felt? You know how the frustration they felt? Huh? How would you feel? We have a lot of people out here failing publicly. Ministers, preachers, big public people failing miserably. Right? But you can imagine how these fellas felt. Huh? Yes, we fail publicly. And you know what the thing is about it? Is that we become frustrated. And when we are failing, we have to be mindful. Because at the end of the day, we allow frustration to come into our lives. And the fruit of the Spirit goes through the door. Because when we are frustrated, the people in our house, our spouses, our children, our best friends, get the brunt of it. And as children of God, we cannot allow frustration to set into the point where we cannot walk in the Spirit. You start to cuss off your husband, you start to cuss off your wife and your children, your friends. And you know what? The devil is sitting back and laughing because what he's doing is driving you into isolation. Because if you cuss me off, you're left here by yourself. Say, wrong with you. You need to breathe. So you going in the cave as a man. I know where the women go. But you gone in the cave, you isolated, the devil tormenting you, hey. And that torment and that isolation drives you straight down the road to depression. Down to depression. And it's so hard, when you're depressed, it's hard to recover, you know. You gotta get somebody to pull you out of that mess, man. And so a lot of men are crying out to frustration. A lot of men are out at different stages in their frustration. But God is saying, no. No. You got to stand strong. And the other thing, because before I get another card, we cannot rest upon our laurels. When we have had victories in our life, we cannot woe is me. I look at me, I like King Nebuchadnezzar. Is this not the kingdom that I have built? I cast out 1 billion demons. How is the man? And one little you can't save. So we have to watch it. God is looking for men who will stand firm and be consistent in their faith, and not be flippant, not rest on our laurels. Because the devil is like a roaring lion walking about, seeking when you feel complacent, seeking when you got a little strain of pride in you, to mash you up, man. I go real fast. Number 3, certain men are crying out of desperation. This man was desperate. This little youth was this way with, he was epilepsy, we call it. We don't use lunatic no more, it's called epilepsy. Right? From a child. You imagine living with a youth like that for a child? Listen, I experienced it firsthand. There was a certain man that lives close to me that has a son that is affected by a similar situation. We never tell me what it is, so I can't tell you what it is that. Right? But when you see full moon, like tonight, you know full moon tonight, it's trouble. That little youth just make a mess of his father's house. Our boys come in the street and put big rocks at the father's house, stop. Put big rocks, and got his mother and his other little sibling in the house crying out in fear. All of a sudden, it seems like his strength has become so large, and the father can't control him. And the father is outside trying to shout at many boys, jumping over people, peeling and running people beyond. I got the neighborhood terrified. Go keep my little youth in house. And I'm saying, and I'm watching this thing, and I'm saying, boy, you every month, so it can't be easy. It drives you from frustration to desperation. I need to find help. And oftentimes when you walk out in the street in the morning, he can't look in your face because there's a certain level of shame. And I feel his pain. I feel it. Because you there witnessing this thing. I said, but God, what's happening? What's happening, Lord? What is happening? And there's a sense of desperation. So when this man all his life realized that the Romans got them under pressure, the scribes and the Pharisees chucking over the publicans, whopping them blind, and he's trying for help. And all of a sudden a man named Jesus and 12 apostles healing people. This man saw a glimmer of hope. He saw a glimmer of hope and took his son, Lord. But you know what? Sometimes when we are so desperate and we see a glimmer of hope and we run after it, it seems like the cruelty of the world and the inhumaneness of humanity is kick us in our guts hard and take away that hope from us. He gone to the disciples and they can't heal the man. You understand how this man felt? But Jesus is coming down the mountain full of glory. Jesus is coming down the mountain. I want to tell you that if you're desperate today, Jesus is coming down the mountain. Lord, have mercy on my son. Have mercy on my situation. Have mercy on my circumstance. Lord, help is on its way. But you've got to call out. You've got to cry out. Don't give up.